Welcome to Drunk on Social, the Symposium, where we help you stay ahead of social media trends, share the latest news, and highlight the strategies that are working to help you grow your business. Now let's join our hosts, Tristan and Jeff, in 3, 2, 1.
By now, you certainly know that Instagram is a social media platform that is arguably the most important platform to establish your brand and business as we head into the future. Understanding that growing a following is simply what the world tells you is important, but in actuality is purely vanity with very little results. And that's why we have come to really appreciate and endorse Michelle Berman with the Instagram Power Method, who teaches you how to actually connect with ideal clients and attract them to you without having to sell. Michelle comes from a place of practicing what she preaches, as she has built her business 100% through organic Instagram leads. Everything is rooted in sales psychology and conversation based on tapping into the brains of your ideal client. Vanity metrics are for, well, vanity. Go connect with Michelle today. Check out powermethodmasterclass.com. That's powermethodmasterclass.com, and be prepared to change your business's life.
What's up, dude?
There he is. Perfect.
What's up? What's up? Thanks for being on. And for those of you who don't know, London rocks. Now, you have to go find him on TikTok right now and Instagram. Doesn't matter which one, but on TikTok, dude, the last time we talked, you were about to hit 5 million, and then you like hit that in a day. Now you're like at 5.5 million.
Yeah.
Insane, man. Like,
TikTok's amazing. It's so fun.
Well, thanks for doing this. Thanks for being on. Let's get right into it. For those of you who don't know London, you've got to check him out on TikTok. Check him out on Instagram. He's a massive influencer. He is funny. He's smart. The guy actually does a lot of research. And London, when we talked and we went deep into the processes that you have, I think so many people on all different levels when it comes to business can learn from that. The one thing that stood out was when you said, hey, Tristan, we have to find our niches, right? Mm-hmm. I was like, right. That's so easy, because Jeff's always preaching that, Michelle too. So London, welcome to Social Genius. You are one. Thanks for being on. And
thanks for having me.
Follows you. So
yeah, and thanks for everybody who put this on. This is awesome.
Thanks, man. You might see D-Rock jump in a little bit. We'll like have a fallback between both of you. So that should be kind of fun. London, let's get started, man. Why TikTok? Why?
So everybody asks me that, and I think TikTok is starting to prove itself more and more as a social media, just because of how entertaining it is. And I think the reason why it is so entertaining is because you can see everyday people making content. On Instagram, I think we talked about this on the podcast, but on Instagram, you either need, big bills or big butts. And if you don't have a lot of money or a good butt, it's kind of hard to grow on there. And I didn't have either. So
dude, I don't have a big butt. Jeff, how's your butt, man?
Yeah.
I'm gonna leave that one alone.
I think Jeff's got it. But and what I mean by that is Instagram is so curated. Everybody has a nice camera now. You have to learn how to edit. You have to learn how to Photoshop your photos. You really have to learn how to make sure that each moment on Instagram is perfect. And that's exactly what TikTok doesn't like. I mean, I put a lot of editing and a lot of thought process into my content. And I will say that the ones I spend the most time on thinking and editing and making sure it's perfect perform the worst. So they really want to capture that authenticity. And I think that's why a lot of creators like myself are jumping from from Instagram and YouTube to TikTok. I still think YouTube is probably the most important, but that's why everybody's migrating to TikTok right now, in my opinion, is that they can really show who they are, who they want to be, without having to put a filter or without having to, spend as much time editing. Because honestly, if any of the creators are on here, editing is, a big bottleneck. I mean, a 10-minute YouTube video, that's just ridiculous. That's hard.
Yeah, that's very
it's hard to do. So I think it's just to answer your question, I think TikTok, why TikTok? Because it's authentic and entertaining.
That's very true.
London, how long have you been on TikTok?
I will be on TikTok, just over 2 years.
So give me the date. Like when did you start? What month of what year?
So I can't remember when they merged with Musical.ly, but when they merged with Musical.ly, I posted about 4 or 5 videos that I had already made, and then I laid off it for about a year. So I really got on TikTok at the end or summer of 2019, I believe. I'm a TikToker. You think I remember what I did 2 years ago?
I'm just curious. I'm curious, and here's why. So my daughter, she was 13. No, she wasn't 13 at the time. It was the spring of 2019 when she introduced it to me. So she was a teenager, right? So obviously, and it took me about 6 months to really embrace it and be like, okay, this is legit. And I see where this is going. And then it was the fall of 19. I was like, Tristan, dude, we have got to jump in on this. Right. I started speaking about it at real estate conferences, and everybody looked at me like I was an idiot. They told me I was an idiot. And here we are. And first of all, I've been on it. So I've been on it about as long as you. And you and I are very similar. I have 33,000 followers to your 5 million. What the hell am I not doing that I suck so bad? Come on, man.
You're not doing anything wrong. I think it's your time will come. And that's what I tell everybody who's serious about the platform. But I didn't start posting regularly until March of 2020. So here's my first suggestion for somebody who is on it maybe as much as you or not, or who wants to be, who wants to be a TikToker or just get exposure, right? Because my whole thing was, I don't necessarily want to be a TikToker, but I wanted to go where the exposure was. And I saw that my friends across the street who aren't even content creators were getting millions of views. And I'm like, okay, I can do that. So I was going for exposure. And so the something I actually learned in sales, because I was in sales, unfortunately. Just kidding. I did door-to-door sales in 2017. Nice. And my boss told me, he said, we were at the gate of a neighborhood. He goes, all right, there's 100 houses in this neighborhood. 2 of them are going to buy. All right, so two of these houses are going to buy what you're selling. You just have to find which door it's going to be. And that kind of wrapped my head around this concept of virality and TikTok. So if we kind of make an analogy there with TikTok, it's like, here's 100 videos, London, that you created. We'll let 2, like TikTok's talking to you, we'll let 2 go viral. You just have to make 100 videos. And so that's always my challenge to people who are like, oh, dude, I've seen you on TikTok. I want to try. What do you suggest? And I say, put out 100 videos this month. And then you tell me which videos got 10,000 views, which videos got 100,000 views, and which videos got no views. And then we can kind of see your niche. And once you find a video that hits like 100,000 to 1 million, I rewrite that video about 10 to 20 times and just make it kind of different and repurpose that content again to gain exposure. So many people want to create new content every day on TikTok, which is important, but so many creators miss out on the algorithm not remembering your viral videos. So if you scroll through my page for about 5 minutes, you're going to notice every once in a while, I repurpose my most viral videos, and they almost go viral every single time to a brand new audience. Meaning I'm using the same piece of content a couple times a year that, got 20 million views the first time, maybe 5 million views the second time, maybe 6 the third. to gain exposure, because right now it's just an exposure game on TikTok. So if you're really stressing over content and you have a viral video, I would consider reposting that this week. Just upload the same video, repost it as if it's brand new content, because the algorithm won't remember.
Dude, I love that. And Jeff, you've got a few viral videos you need to repost.
I'm making a note to myself right now.
All this week. Okay.
Right.
Because he said, dude, how many? 100 videos in a month? And then
so that's what I did in March of 2020 when I was switching to TikTok. I'm like, I gotta go hard. I gotta go as hard as I can. So I did 3 videos a day for 1 month. That's what I spent all my time doing. And after my 9-to-5 job, I was a creative director at an ad agency. So it was just video all day, every day. And I had 100,000 followers in the first 30 days.
Damn. All right. Now I know what to do. You should have just told me that earlier.
I tried. I sent you a letter.
Thanks, man. Thanks. There are some questions here. First of all, yes, he looks like an older version of Macaulay Culkin, which is amazing. I love that. Home Alone. Yep. Patty's saying the demographic of TikTok skews towards younger people. How would you suggest that people, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs use this to target the right demographic for themselves that are using TikTok? Yeah.
When I get that question from brands all the time, they're like, your followers don't even have credit cards. I'm like, but the followers that don't will, and the followers that do will find the product, right? So TikTok's algorithm is so great. Like when me and my wife are laying in bed watching TikTok on our different phones, we're getting completely different feeds from each other. And I think that's the beauty of it. She's watching recipes and I'm watching comedies, right? And I think for every brand, there is that, the highly potent stream of people who want to watch that type of content. So for business hacks or whatever, there is hundreds of thousands of people on that feed every day just watching business content. Yes, the majority are kids, and it's kind of funny, the only people I ever get recognized by are kids. But I would just say, again, it's just a content game. If you're a business or a brand or a entrepreneur, you just have to keep iterating your content, keep posting, and kind of let TikTok feed that content to the right person. Don't worry about the age, because all ages are on it. I mean, you guys are on it, I'm on it. It's like we're all scrolling it, whether we admit it or not.
Yep, that's very true, man. And look,
Tristan, can I comment on?
Sure, go ahead.
Comment on that real quick, because I kind of want to ask you some questions, because I noticed somebody made a comment about China. It was a communist, I think, was the word they used, which has been squelched, by the way. If you haven't been paying attention, TikTok broke off and it's owned and the security's run by Oracle now, which is an American company, right? But I don't want to. Here's the thing I want to pick your brain on, because I hear it, I get it. Like, I love TikTok for what it is, but I love it more than anything for the content creation piece, to then create content to then post back to their platforms, because it's an all-in-one tool, right? It's got so many features. But when we're talking about this audience piece of it, I think so many people just check out and they're just, it's not for me. And I really, truly believe that TikTok's technology, TikTok's platform is the future of social media. Instagram will continue to copy it like they have with Reels. And I just think it's so important for business professionals to embrace it, just for the sake of understanding how to use it. So when that time potentially comes, they're ready. What do you have to say for that, just for that general mindset?
Yeah, I mean, here's what I tell brands. And I was actually telling a public speaker this on the phone the other day. I said, imagine if you walked into let's say your booking agent booked a speaking engagement and she didn't tell you how many people were going to be there, right? So you plan your speech or whatever you're going to teach, and you walk in and there's a stadium of 17 million people. That's literally TikTok.
True.
Your booking agent is TikTok. They say, hey, post this video. 5 people might be there, but there is always the chance that hundreds of millions of people show up. There's always that chance. So it's like, why not? And then I asked the same question. I'm like, okay, so you're going to post your business content to Instagram. How many followers do you have? And they say, oh, I have 50,000. I was like, okay, so you can expect like 5,000 likes every post, right? And they go, yep. I'm like, how boring? How boring is that? On TikTok, you could have 50,000 followers, and yes, you could only get 1,000 likes, but you could also get 150,000 likes and 12,000 comments and 42,000 new followers from one video. So just that is what TikTok is banking on right now, is the what if factor. There's no what if on Instagram. For some people, it happens. It still happens every once in a while, but with every video I post to TikTok, I'm like, another day, another dollar. I don't know what's going to happen. On Instagram, I'm like, all right, well, I'll probably get 32 comments. That's my average, and about 4,000 likes. Great. I don't even check. And so that's kind of my advice to, these business people is like, if you could go talk to a room full of people and you have no idea how many people are in that room, would you still do it? If you believe in yourself and you believe in what you're teaching, you would still do it, no matter if there's 5 people listening or 50,000 people listening. And that's kind of the beauty of TikTok.
I love that. I think the same principles apply too, though, Tristan. Like when we were talking about with Rory, we were talking about how, personal content, right? And on TikTok, you said it best, like find what your audience wants, essentially, is what you're saying. And I'm going to use myself as an example. I just test this stuff because the things that we do, I'm not necessarily looking to go deep in a community or anything like that. But for example, the stuff that's gone viral for me is specific around the Lake of the Ozarks. It's boating, it's that sort of thing. It's cool. Fast boats, it's big boats. And I always have struggled, like, okay, well, how am I going to turn this into business? And the answer is really actually simple. It's like, if I'm a real estate agent or a sales professional in the Lake of the Ozarks area, you can duplicate what I'm doing. You live there. You can go out and create so much content that's going to go crazy viral. Then you sprinkle in your business content in between there. Maybe it's not going to get a fraction of the engagement, but it's going to get seen. It's going to be a digital billboard. People are going to remember what you do. They're going to like you already because they follow your viral content. And voila, all of a sudden, when they need to go buy or sell a home, who are they going to think of first? The person that pops up on their TikTok every damn day, right? Yeah. It's the same concept, and it just applies to TikTok, just slightly different. That's just my take. I don't know what you think.
No, I agree with that. I mean, and it's just to your point too, there's just endless possibilities once you find that niche. Like if you have just a random video of you on a boat go viral, why not pitch your business on the boat that you just went viral on? You know what I mean?
Dude, yeah. Jeff, he just gave you a piece to go viral on. He doesn't have to send you a letter.
I would like a letter. I would love a letter, actually.
London, quick question for you.
Yeah.
When it comes to everything actually starting on TikTok, because it does now, everything trending viral, how important is it to then send people to your other social platforms? And is that actually happening?
Yeah, 100%. And that's just back to my point, is like, go where the exposure is, right? So I tried to crack Instagram for like 4 years and nothing ever happened. I was putting up, a comedy a day for about a year. And we talked about this on the podcast, and I gained like 800 followers. And it's not about gaining followers, right? It's about building community and bringing value to people's lives. But a following is a good indicator that you might be bringing value to people, unless you're infamous, which I actually might be on the line of that in some regard. But you, everything starts on TikTok. So my Instagram is now growing daily just because it's in my, my bio link or whatever. I've got one of those Linktree things, and it's just fun to see, for me, it's fun to see my hard work, because if you look at my Instagram and my TikTok side by side, they're very different. I try to make my Instagram content higher quality, more curated, and my TikTok content's just kind of like mindless, like what TikTok likes to see. So it's nice when I get some traction on my Instagram for the stuff that I spend weeks on, right? And I think the next big push and where I lack is YouTube. You know, that's kind of where I'm beginning to make the push, is now I'm full-time. I have employees, editors who are going to start helping me, because pretty much up until this point, I've done it all on my own, and it's just getting too crazy.
Well, dude,
the exposure does trickle.
Tell me how you were able to, and this is for everybody listening in on any platform, it doesn't matter where you're at. Tell me the process of creating the content. Like, do you plan this out? Did you find your niche? What does it look like on a daily basis that you now are saying, hey, I'm curating this content, or at least I'm scheduling so I know what I'm going to do next? What does that look like?
Yep. So I create 10 pieces of content every Tuesday. So every Tuesday, my content creator and my assistant come over and we shoot content all day. Usually it's split about 70-30 between my own content and brand deals. So we're shooting about, 3 to 5 brand deals a week. And then about, 5 to 10 TikToks or YouTube videos or Reels specific videos a week. And then we edit them all on Wednesday, and then they get scheduled out. I don't actually schedule out. I still do all my own posting because I, want to be in charge of that. I want to watch that. I want to answer to comments and all those things. And I know if I put it into a scheduler, I would not be interacting with my community as much.
Yep.
So yeah, it's just every week on Tuesday, we batch shoot. I think that's another thing that's really important. If you're wanting to be a creator, you're going to hurt yourself and your mentality if you're shooting every single day. It's hard. I mean, I end up shooting something every day, whether it's a little Instagram bit or, for my stories or something, but I'm talking about like the curated, like scripted content. We shoot once a week, and that's really actually saved my mental health. Is, okay, I know the other 6 days of the week, I don't have to be in front of the camera if I don't want to. I don't have to be creating content and always be thinking of content. Now I'm editing, I'm responding to emails, I'm outsourcing more help, or, doing outreach. It's kind of a perfect formula for what I'm trying to achieve.
Dude, to me, that what you just said is, and we had some amazing people on, like Brendan Kane, right? And Rory. But what you just said to me speaks the most loud and is the most valuable for businesses, because we're always, as a business, trying to fit this in. We know we need to take it seriously, right? But we don't set a time for it. And what you just said is, look, why don't you, and by the way, after we did our podcast, this is exactly what I did. I use Tuesdays, right? But saying, hey, look, let's take 3 hours on a Tuesday. And now I've outlined what I'm going to post to TikTok, Instagram, what I'm going to shoot for YouTube, because I've outlined it. I know I'm going to go ahead and do it. And I've got my video guys, if you have some, or I'm going to do this on my phone. But now you're treating it like a business. Dude, this is the most valuable piece of the whole event for me, right there.
Well, let me say this too. One more thing, London, if I can say something. The other thing that he said was, this guy's got 5 million followers. I'm not going to ask him how much money he's making as a creator. I know he's doing well. But let me tell you this. Listen to what he said. I still take the time to post my own stuff. And London, we hear this from people all the time. They're like, I want to do social media, but I don't want to actually have to do it. And it's like, listen, it will never work. You can subscribe to a service that can create auto posts for you, but you still have to get in there and engage. You have to play the game. This is why Social Coach is such a powerful app. We'll talk a little bit more about later. But I love that you said that. A, batch create, and B, you gotta be invested. If you're not, social media will not work for you.
Yeah. Well, and I just want to share this one story. I was going to post it on my LinkedIn, but it's a little bit too early to post. But so when I was understanding content creators and YouTubers and Viners in 2015 when I was trying to like figure out how I was going to do that. And this was way back in 2015. I heard from like BuzzFeed or something that Logan Paul billed $150,000 to Dunkin' Donuts for one video. And that single headliner has stuck with me for 5-6 years now. And I mean, that headliner literally became a mantra in my life. $100,000 one video, $100,000 one video. Now remember, it's not about the money, but I'm like, if I can make one video and gain a good salary from one video, I don't think there's anything else any other career I'd rather do. And to pat myself on the back, I just got a deal with Dunkin' Donuts yesterday. So I'm like,
wait. Are they going to give you a special drink?
No drink. It's for an upcoming like Halloween themed thing. But dude. I was just like, it gave me chills, because for 6 years I've been saying in my head, well, one video, 100K. They're not paying me 100K, but one video, 100K, one video, 100K, one video, 100K. Just build value, gain a following, and brands will find you. And it's just so perfect. It's just so telling to me that the brand that's been stuck in my back of my head. It's not like I want to work with Dunkin' Donuts, like Dunkin' Donuts. It's just funny that that's the brand that set me on this journey, because I saw that headline. I'm like, how is it possible that these creators are making so much money?
Dude, first, congratulations.
Thank you.
That's pretty awesome, man, to see that. Congrats on that. And then Eden says, maybe a donut named after London?
Londonut.
Oh, dude, you already thought of this.
The Londonut. There we go.
The Londonut.
That's so good. You've done a chicken sandwich too. I guess is that a deal as well?
We did, yeah. I've done Zaxby's and Raising Cane's so far. I mean, I worked with Kimball Musk on his Omaze giveaway through my Tesla videos. Chobani, and just for if there's any business people on here that kind of want to talk shit about big businesses not caring about TikTok, Chobani literally is shutting down most of their Instagram and Facebook influencer or just marketing. They're like going full on TikTok in the last half of this year. And I mean, they're $1 billion yogurt brand. So it's like, once the big boys move over. Also, Apple did their first influencer campaign on TikTok.
Awesome.
Dude, I love that. And then McKinley says Canes is life. Just so you know.
Canes is life. Yeah, Canes is life.
Canes is life. All right, question for you, man, because people are wondering, well, how do I find my niche, right? Maybe they don't want to do the 100 videos in 30 days because not everybody's at that level. What would you suggest? Because you found your niches, right? How did you find them, and how would you suggest people go about finding theirs? Yeah.
So two things. I think we all know what kind of content we want to make, right? We are like in the back of our head, we're like, well, I really do like muffins. I really like muffins and I want to be the muffin man, But then you think, well, nobody's going to like my muffin videos, right? You should still do the muffin videos. You should do what the back of your head is telling you and what you've always wanted to do. So for me, I became obsessed with Tesla, ever since they launched and stuff, and I was watching Tesla. And so the way I found my first niche, which you need 3 of them, in my opinion, the way I found my first one is I started watching all the Tesla videos on YouTube when I was about to buy my first Tesla. And what I noticed is that their view count was extremely high, hundreds of millions of views a week. But the personalities behind these views was boring as hell. It was nerdy. It was monotone. It was not fun to watch. And so I thought maybe I could up the ante a little bit, be funnier, be louder, and do Tesla content. So that, that's where I first went viral. And then, my whole life, it's been a joke that I look like Kevin McAllister from Home Alone. So I'm like, maybe I'll do a joke. And I mean, so that one was a complete accident. But I found that niche through the 100 video challenge, because, you know, once you hit 20 videos, you kind of say, oh shit, well, I need more ideas. So you really push yourself to find your other niche. But I would just say start with whatever your first idea was. If you're going to do something funny, if you're going to do something inspirational, if you're going to, I don't know, do community, you know, dance, like whatever it is, do what you always thought you'd do first, and then do a lot of it, and you will find your 3 niches. So mine are like Tesla, Kevin McAllister video, and this is for TikTok specifically, and comedies, because comedies is what I ultimately just want to do. I just want to do funny videos that have nothing to do with anything. They're just relatable and comical. But those ones are really hard to get to go viral. So again, it just goes back to quantity of content. If you put out a lot of content, you'll find your niche, because people will watch the videos that are meant to be watched.
Thanks for listening to Drunk on Social, the Symposium. We are here to help you take your business to new levels through social media. Make sure to subscribe to get updates on new episodes, and come join us on our Drunk on Social Facebook page. And as always, make sure you leave us a great review on your favorite podcast app. Feedback and likes are very much appreciated.